Good morning and welcome to my first recording of the year. Today is Friday, January 16th. Now last year I recorded several short videos covering various topics in mobile and traditional e-commerce. This year I'll continue to record short videos, but also wanted to take a stab at recording longer ones focused on a particular subject matter. Today I want to look at mobile payments and specifically two products: Apple Pay and the app-driven model by the Merchant Customer Exchange. Now, I've chosen mobile payments because I really believe it is one of the areas that is ripe for innovation, and I think we're going to see that innovation in the coming year. First, let's take a look at Apple Pay. Apple Pay was introduced in September of last year to much fanfare during the same events where Apple also introduced the iPhone 6, 6 Plus, and the iWatch. Now, although Apple Pay was introduced and announced in September, it was not formally released to the general public until October. Since then, it has slowly but surely gained momentum, with Apple revealing late last year that the service now supports credit cards from providers that make up 90% of all credit card transactions here in the US. And it continues to bring on more and more banks online as part of its phased rollout strategy. So how does it work? So Apple Pay is designed to allow iPhone 6 and 6 Plus users in the US to make payments for goods and services with their iPhones, both in stores and in participating apps, using a built-in NFC chip and/or Apple's Touch ID platform. To use Apple Pay in-store, a user simply needs to add a credit card or debit card to the Passbook application, or simply use the card that's already on file via their iTunes account. Now, this is done on Passbook via a handful of easy steps, and it really is quite easy to add that card if you haven't done so already. And paying for a product in-app is made via Touch ID, the Touch ID platform, which obviously uses the credit card that is tied to a user's iTunes account as well. Now, in terms of in-store experience, in a retail store, when approaching a point-of-sale system that's compatible with Apple Pay, the screen of the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus will light up, and Passbook will open up automatically. A payment is made by holding up that device next to the payment terminal, and a finger registered with your Touch ID platform is pressed to the home button to authenticate and complete said transaction. Now, in light of numerous credit card hacking scandals, as well as its own iCloud fiasco, Apple has spoken at length about the security of the Apple Pay platform service via tokenization, and the fact that it does not store or monitor transactions. Now today, as I mentioned earlier, Apple Pay is only available in the US. However, that should change early this year because, as expected, or it is expected that you'll see a launch in Canada in March, followed by a phased rollout to other international markets. So what took so long? Well, let's face it, payments are complex, and if Apple learned one thing from its US launch, it was that success was heavily determined by the breadth and reach of its launch partners, namely credit card companies and banks. In the US, Apple Pay launched with Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. It launched with Chase, Citi, Capital One, and Wells Fargo. Now, that's not exactly a weak stable of supporters. Now, international launch also for early 2015, early this year, also makes sense because this is the same time for the release of the much anticipated iWatch, which is the only way that a non-iPhone 6 user can use and access the Apple Pay service. Now let's look at MCX. So MCX is a merchant-driven consortium that's comprised of more than 70 brand retailers and led by companies like Wal-Mart, Best Buy, and Target. Now, collectively, MCX members operate more than 110,000 locations and process more than $1 trillion in payments annually. So MCX stands for Merchant Consumer Exchange. Sorry about that. So MCX's goal is really to deliver a seamless and simple mobile payment solution that benefits both the consumer and the merchant. The consumer benefits by using one product at multiple locations, while the merchant aims to leverage transaction data to enhance the consumer experience. MCX's flagship product is the current C mobile app for both iOS and Android. And although the app is published, it is only available for use by invitation only. Widespread commercial launch of the product is expected later this year. Now on its website, MCX lists three primary app functions: save, earn, and pay. So consumers save by redeeming exclusive offers, coupons, and promotions at member stores. They earn instant rewards and points from loyalty programs. And they pay by using one's checking account, stored gift cards, or stored debit and credit card. Now, security is paramount to any payment solution, and currency and MCX is no different. They employ a 4-digit passcode for account access, a unique pay code for each transaction, and secure account storage on the cloud. Now, I personally think we'll probably see a lot more marketing chatter about the latter, given Apple's very public problems with its own iCloud service last year. Now, however, what I can talk about, because it's unavailable for use by the general public, I can't really provide any information about usability, about currency's usability and how it differs from Apple Pay, because I haven't received my invitation for use, and I highly doubt that it's available for use here in Champaign. However, what I can talk about is where the two products do differ, namely purpose, if you will, and also usage of consumer information. So Apple Pay appears to be solely focused on providing a simple-to-use last-mile payment service. It facilitates an express checkout via a stored credit card, and that's it, or a stored card, and that's it. It's clean, it's elegant, and it's the natural and responsible evolution of Passbook. Finally, Apple has stressed the fact that it does not store transaction information, eliminating the temptation to monetize consumer behavior. Current C, on the other hand, appears to be more of an end-to-end solution, combining loyalty, special offers, coupons, as well as that last-mile payment service. Now, like Apple Pay, it does facilitate an express checkout via that stored credit, debit card, or gift card. However, where it differs is that it will store transaction information in order to enhance the consumer experience, and that comes directly from the current C product's webpage. Now, enhancing that consumer experience could come in the form of special flash offers, or even be triggered by one's location or proximity via beacon technology. One final note: I use Apple Pay and will continue to do so. I was an early adopter of Passbook and continue to use that service as well, regardless if I'm boarding a flight in the airport or buying a latte. I'm also a heavy consumer of media via iTunes, so my cards are already stored and I'm already comfortable with the Touch ID platform. On iTunes, I'm one of 800 million plus accounts. Apple Pay leverages this already available information. It really is convenience personified. Now, I aim to report back about current C with respect to usability once I have access. I also hope to see some usage numbers from the service's by invitation only beta launch, if and when MCX chooses to release them. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.